Hi, welcome to 3D Leisure Home with me, Gail. Just going to be doing half an hour fitness Pilates. So if you're joining me, all you need is a mat, yourself, maybe a little drink of water. All the breathing is breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. But as long as you're not holding your breath, that's the main thing. I'll give you different variations for each exercise so you can make it easier or harder and just enjoy. So hopefully you're going to join me. Any comments, put them up at the end. And we're going to start just standing, feet nice and grounded, and sink all four corners of the feet down into your mat. So you're just going to lift the shoulders in your in breath, squeeze up, feel that squeeze, and breathe out and squeeze the shoulders down away from the ears. In breath up and out breath down, and then we're just going to roll the shoulders. So in breath bringing it forward, out breath squeezing, so we're doing our big circles here. And then we're going to reverse that, taking it back and bringing it forward. So breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Lifting the arms on your in breath, nice tall spine. And out breath, taking the arms down, big extension of your spine here, crown of the head lifting, and out breath down. Lean over, let the head drop on your in breath, out breath back, in breath and out. And then we're just going to sit back. So we want the feet still hip width apart, and we're just going to sit, lift. So again, make sure you have this flat back, the tummy is in, and out breath, we come back up. So in breath, we lift, try and lift the arms, get the long back, and back up. And the last one, in breath, and out. So just gonna lift one leg. So lifting the leg, in breath, tapping out on your out breath. In breath and out. Making that more difficult to be hold up. Out breath, kick out. So breathing out, breathing in. If you feel there's too much of a strain, you can use maybe a finger to just support the leg as you lift. And we're breathing out on our kick out. Changing legs. So lifting, in breath, pointing out. In breath, keep this nice tight tummy, and if you're kicking out, again, kick out on your out breath, in breath bend. The higher the knee, the harder this will be. And if you do look around as you do this, you might be hopping around. Out breath and in, out breath and in. Going to have the feet hip width apart again, hands to temples, and we're just going to lift the knee out to the side as we dig down. So breathing out and in. So try and pause, get the squeeze, slow it right down. So breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and we change sides. So out breath and in. So you really want to lift that elbow to ceiling and squeeze the abs tight, so you're working into your obliques. And then we're going to change that to straight leg on the other side. We breathe out and in. Breathe out and in. So you should feel this down the outer side of the thigh as well as your waist. Breathe out and we change. Out breath and in. Out breath and in. And again, last one. Just going to do your roll down and up. So again, tall back. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you breathe out, you just want to drop forward, allowing your body to come down nice and slow. You're just going to hang today and just allow the spine to open up, the body to drop down a little bit more. You can have bent legs if this is too much on your hamstrings. Just allow the head to get heavy. And then on your next out breath, we're going to roll up nice and slow, drawing that belly button in as we always do. And the head comes up last. Okay, so we're going to just do our little balance one again. So one toe back, and as we lift the ribs and tuck the bottom under, we get this nice long lift of your body. Keep a couple of breaths here. And if you wish to drop down, then you can just take this, lifting the leg behind, arms out, we lift the leg. And if you want to drop down further, you can lift this leg behind, keep the stretch. Arms can be on your hips, or arms can be behind. You're just holding this long spine, toes pointing, nice balance, focusing on a little point that you can just stare at. And we hold, and nice and slowly control, whoops, not as I did. So again, balance will come, focus on tight belly button and staring at the same point. If you start to look around, then you usually find your body just starts to wobble everywhere. So again, we are lifting onto the toe first, lifting your ribs, tucking the hips under, get your flat back. In breath, lift, and you can just stay here if you prefer, just to have this nice long stretch. You can drop down if you wish, so you would transfer the weight onto the one leg, and you control by drawing in the belly button, coming down to a position of choice. And again, hands can be forward, they can be on your hips, they can be back. So we are just holding this lovely balance. Ankles working really, really hard here, guys, to stabilize. Hold. And nice and slowly control that leg coming back down. Well done. So we're just gonna bring it back and just walk out from your roll down this time into your plank. So we're just going to roll down, take a deep breath in, breathing out, rolling down, walking it out into our plank position, and that belly button is drawing up and the heels are pushing back. So the shoulders you want directly over your hands. You can open up the fingers, get less pressure onto the wrist, and breathe. And if this is too much, take the knees down onto the mat. Keep focusing on the tight belly button and breathing nice and slow in through your nose and out through your mouth. And from here, we're just going to do a little twist. In breath and out breath. Nice and slow. In breath, arms on top of one another, hips not swiveling too much as you can back control. Just a nice smooth lift. Nice and slow, bringing it back to the plank and lifting up. And then we're going to bring your knees down here, guys, and sit back into your child pose, sitting back onto the heels. If you can't, take the bottom onto the heels. You might want to stick a little cushion between the bottom and the heels. Spreading the fingers forward, drawing the elbows in. Nice slow breathing with the head rested on the mat. And if you don't want to have the hands forward, you can also just rest the head. I have just clenched two of my hands And you can just rest here. If you're more comfortable, the knees can also be out in this position. You want to feel your chest expanding on your in-breath and out-breath, allowing your body to sink down into the mat. In-breath and out-breath. And we're just going to come up and take that into our little cat-cow stretch. So we're on fours, knees underneath the hips and hands directly underneath the shoulders. And in-breath, we take a big in-breath, and out-breath, we start to lift. So we lift and tuck under the head, push slightly forward with the hips. In-breath, belly button starts to move, drops down, scooping your bottom up. Head can either be forward or you can scoop right back. If there's no pain, you can just really get into this stretch. Out breath, opening up each vertebrae, and in breath, lift. One more time, out breath, and in breath. Okay, we're going to come down onto our elbows. And we're going to do an elbow plank. So you want to have a little bit of padding underneath your elbows, and you want to just focus on the elbows directly underneath your shoulders, but the belly button pulling up, heels pushing back. We're going to ride forward and back here. So in breath, forward, and out breath, we're going to push back, staying nice and flat in our plank position. In breath and out breath, just nice and slow. And if you can't manage this, you can just do your knee plank, knees on the mat, pushing forward, breathing out, pushing back, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and out. It's nice and slow. Bring your hips down onto the mat, elbows still underneath the shoulders, feet hip width apart now and extended, and just pretend that you're drawing back the fingers, the forearms, as if you're pulling back the elbows towards your waist. Just a small move. Try to relax off your glutes and focus on the back. Breathing nice and slow. And from there, we are just going to do a leg lift. So just gonna rest my head on my hands, and then on your out breath, I want you to lift one leg and squeeze your glute. And in breath, take that leg down, changing sides. Out breath, really squeeze the glute. This is gluteal bracing, so you are squeezing your glute, working into the glute and the lower back, giving the hip flexor a little stretch as we lift, and focus on the squeeze. Out breath and in. Out breath and in. And we're going to lift two legs. So breathing out and breathing in. Breathing out and in. If you wish to make this harder, then you can just use the arms out, and you breathe out and in. Lift and lower. Two more. And last one. Sit back into child pose. Knees can be out, hands can be rested, or reaching forward. Fingertips walking forward. Draw the elbows into centre, active arms. Or you may want to relax and take the hands back, palms up, and just focus on the breathing, nice and heavy on the out breath. Okay, we are going to sit down, guys, and we're going to take it into a little leg lift here. So we're going to take it into your C curl. So we lift the chin, hands forward, take a deep breath in and roll your hips up and lean back. Holding this position. And then we're going to just lift opposite hand, touching the toe, touch the hip and back down. Breathe out and in. Breathe out and in. Making this easier will be not to go as low. Leaning back will make it harder. So breathe out and in, and then we're going to hold back. So just going to lift one leg. So breathing out, squeeze the belly button, breathing in, leg down. Breathe out. So I'm only coming to knee high. If I go lower, I will feel this a lot tougher. So we're just lifting nice and slow, nice and controlled, working from the core. Out breath and in. Out breath and in. And then we're going to take this to tabletop legs, holding. If it's too difficult, keep the feet on the floor. And from here, we're going to take the legs up and hold. You can do a bent leg on in breath, out breath up, in breath and out. Try and keep that belly button extra tight, squeeze it. Really, really tough. Out breath and in. Out breath and in. Give a little stretch. In breath, squeeze the chest. Open up your chest, squeeze your elbows or your shoulders back. And sink back. And drop your head down. Couple of breaths here. In through your nose, out through your mouth still. And then we go one on each. So in breath, we lift and squeeze back. Out breath, arch, chin down. In breath, squeeze. And out breath, down. Okay, we're going to take it into our bridge. Just going to lie down. Head rested, and lift the head, plant it back down, make sure it's not tilted back. Feet are back towards your bottom, and out breath, we're going to lift level hips. So just straight line up and down, this is not your roll. So breathe out and in, breathe out and in. Out breath, in breath. We're squeezing the glutes here, guys. And working into the hamstrings. So if you force the feet down into the mat, this will work into the hamstrings a lot harder. Ooh. So we are lifting, squeezing, out breath up, in breath down, and then we're going to stay up. If you wish to make this a little bit harder, you can lift one leg. When you lift the leg, if you feel that your hip is dropping down on this side, then just stay with the bent leg. Lift. We are holding, we are trying to push the hips up and keep these hips level. And we're going to take that leg down on in breath and back up and out. So in breath, hips level, you should be able to balance a little tray across these hips, invisible tray. In breath and out. In breath and out, and we're going to hold. Then we're going to draw in breath and out breath. In breath and out. In breath and out. So this hamstring on the supporting leg is working really hard. You might feel the leg tiring. Bring it back down. Bring it back up into the other side, up into your squeeze. If you're staying with the squeeze, you can just stay with the static hold, or you can stay with your down and ups if you're not lifting the leg. Lifting the other leg, nice and high with the hips. In breath, tummy down. Out breath. In breath and out. In breath and out. Keep pushing your hips up. And then we draw in breath and out. Don't let this bottom, don't let it tilt. Keep the hips level, important. And bring that in and roll down. Give a little squeeze, stretch out, rock side to side. And then we're going to just grab either above the knees or below the knees and bring yourself up. We're going to just take that. The hamstrings worked quite hard. So we're going to take it into a little hamstring stretch. So we want to lift the leg. So we take underneath wherever you're comfortable and lift that leg. So on your out breath, I want you to have nice tall sort of shoulders and chest lifted. And on your out breath, you just start to lift this leg back. If you can't come back very far, don't worry about it. So we're trying to get this leg on your out breath, drawing back, getting right into the hamstring stretch. Nice big stretch. And keep this going. Breathe. Then we're going to take it back to full extension of the arms. Going to keep holding on the inside hand. Still lifting now nice and tall. And then we're just going to lean back. On your in breath, we're going to open up. Out breath, tap back. In breath, chest proud. And out breath. Really open up the distance between your two shoulders. And back. In breath and out. In breath and out. And then we're going to roll down with this leg. So take it slow, arch the back, try and control, slow it right down. And then when we get back, we're just going to give it an extra little stretch for the hamstring. You can have a straight leg if you prefer. And then we're going to bend either hands below or above. Bring yourself back up. Same on the other side. Lift that leg, lift the chest. And then we draw on the out breath, we pull back. In breath, you hold. Out breath, you pull back. In breath, hold. Keep that going till you feel that you're getting a good stretch. Don't hold your breath. Then take it back to full arm extension. In a hand on, guys. And then we open up the chest. Squeeze that pencil feeling between the shoulder blades. Out breath, we come back. So in breath, we open up, push back that arm. Out breath, back. In breath and out. In breath and out. Really stretch and back. Take that leg back. Slow it down. Control from that tight belly button. As slow as you can go. And take that leg back, and you can lengthen the other leg if you wish. And then we're going to bend the legs. Give a little squeeze. And then we're going to just roll onto our side. And we're going to do our side plank. So side plank, your options are either knee on the floor, one foot in front of each other, or feet stacked on top of each other, which is your hardest. And we are lifting up, elbow directly underneath the shoulder, into your side plank. So nice and high, Then we're going to go in breath down and out breath up. If you feel this hurts your elbow, simply just double up your mat. So in breath and out. In breath, keep the hips on top of one another, keep the shoulders on top of one another. So in breath down, out breath up. In breath and out. In and out, holding up. And then up and down with this leg. And you can do this with one knee on the mat, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering without this hip dropping down. Now, when you lift the leg, you keep the hip up. And then we're going to come down. We're going to swap over to the other side. So I'm just walking the mat round. Always feel this on my elbow if I don't double up. So again, options are from knee on the mat, one foot in front of each other, feet stacked on top is your hardest. Make sure your hip is directly above the other and breathe in, breathe out. In breath and out. In and out. Nice and slow, nice and high. Breathe. Hold up and then lift and lower. Keep this hip up. Lift and lower. Knee can be on the mat if this is too hard. Keep lifting your hip up. Last one. And rest. Coming into 90-90 legs. Hands, bring them over to the side. Lift the hip. Drop your hip forward, lift your chest. Breathe. Feel this nice, lovely stretch. You can come down onto the elbows if you prefer, or you can rest and allow your body to just stretch nice and slowly. Focus on your breathing, guys. You might want to sigh out on your out breath here. Blow away that tension. And then nice and slowly we just want to bring it up. Repeat that on the other side. So 90-90 legs. Leg can be forward in a straight line or it can be tucked back. Take the arms round. Focus on your in-breath that you lift your chest and push forward and your hip opens up. Elbows if you wish. All the way down if you prefer. Breathe out and get heavy. In-breath through the nose. Out breath, you can sigh. In-breath through the nose. And out breath. And nice and slowly we're going to bring it up. Just going to take the legs out. So you take the legs out and we lift into our star. Couple of breaths here, nice and high with the chest and the arms. And we're just going to bend the legs, swivel round. So in breath, we lift the chest, push the hip forward, and out breath, we rotate, we twist back. In breath, we come back to our star. And out breath, we lift and twist. In breath, lift and stretch. And out breath, twist. Such a lovely stretch. Oh. In breath, lift. We'll go last one. And out breath, really squeeze round. And then we're going to bring it back to straight legs. And we're going to lift and hinge. So the chest lifts and the arm lifts, and we just do a small push forward. In breath and out. Then we're going to fold on our next out breath and allow your body to sort of lift the chest over and down. the head resting, so allow your head to drop because you really want to feel the stretch down the back of the neck as well as the spine and the hamstrings. And nice and slowly we roll back up, we cross those legs and we sit comfortable. Time has gone so quick today, don't want to keep you over too much, so lifting the head nice and tall and dropping the ear towards your shoulder, taking the hand down, pushing into the mat on your out breath, and ease the head over with your little fingers just above the ear, gentle pressure. Too much, then just take the hand away. Changing it, drop your head over, fingers or palm, push down. Get this long stretch from the neck to the top of the shoulder. And ease over on your out breath if you wish to make it a bigger stretch. From there, arms forward, breathing out, pushing out, and just really drop your head here. Chin coming down onto chest, fingers interlock behind, elbows drawing in and down. Too much, take the hands away. Lifting back up, head forward, arms behind, and push away on your out breath, away from the back, and then lift, keeping your shoulders squeezing down away from the ears. So you're opening up your chest, opening up front of the shoulders. And then we're going to have a big deep breath in, lift the arms, nice flat back, breathe out, in breath, and out. And last one, in breath. And thank you very much if you joined me today. Hope you enjoyed that. Any comments, as I said, put them up, and I will be back next week for Fat Burn Extreme on Thursday morning at 8. So hopefully you go on, you have a great weekend, guys, and have a little drink now and just enjoy. Stay well. Bye.